ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। So today is an auspicious day for all of us, for the entire nation here, India. So today is our Independence Day. And I was thinking yesterday, in fact today morning it struck me, why should a country have an Independence Day? Why should we be independent? We were independent. God created everybody independent only. All places were independent. All houses, all families were independent. Then suddenly we want Independence Day. And it's because of this colonization. Some group of people decided we need to dominate other people. That idea, that is what creates the need for independence. Otherwise, we were all independent. Every country, every society, every community, every constituency, all regions of the world were all independent. All natives were independent. Correct? And you can't, if you ask a native, do you want to be independent? What will they say? What will they say? Independent means from what? That's what they will say. So anyway, so this is an important day for us. And, so we salute all the people who have given up their lives to make a country independent. What a struggle it was. Every country goes through that. Every colonized country goes through that. And so that's a good start for us. And in addition for us, Swami Dayananda ji, it's his English calendar birthday. Today is his birthday. And so we often know him as somebody who is an Avatara Purusha for those of us who look upon him as that, who know what he stood for. And so last year we spoke about Swamiji's accomplishments and Swamiji's what all he did. And if you ask Swamiji, who are you? Explain yourself. Swamiji would say, I am a traditional teacher of Vedanta. He would say, I am a traditional teacher of Vedanta. That's all. That is who I am. Like that he would say. Even though he was a walking Adi Shankaracharya, walking Patanjali, he was a walking Panini. And so Abhinava Shankara used to, one of the Swamijis told him that, Swamiji, you are Abhinava Shankara, means you are today's Shankaracharya, means today's Adi Shankaracharya. And then, you know what Swamiji said? Swamiji said, he said, you could say that. That is his response. You could say that. Means it's all, without saying, he said, I know everything. Yes. And so we were all blessed to study under him, directly, indirectly, all of us. And so in the ashrams, they will do Moola Mantra Japam and things like that today. And so today I thought we will chant this Panchakam, which is called Dayananda Panchakam. It was composed by Swami Paramarthananda ji of Chennai. And so Vijay, what I thought is, rather than switch every mantra, every shloka, just have one person chant so that we will have the flow. Otherwise, the flow will be disturbed. So first of all, let me ask, does everybody have a copy of the Panchakam, Dayananda Panchakam? Yeah. So in this Dayananda Panchakam, what Swamiji has done, Paramarthananda ji, is he has very nicely woven all the things Swamiji stood for, all the things he accomplished, all the attitudes people used to have towards him and him towards others. And so maybe someday, today I won't go into explaining this Panchakam, but someday we might get that opportunity. So let us chant this Sri Dayananda Panchakam. I just need one.
I'll just interrupt for 1 minute. The lyrics are available in English on Google.
Okay. So, Vijay, anybody who is ready to chant?
Yeah, Rukmini ji is there.
Yeah, okay. So we chant this every day actually in our Parayanam classes, and so there is a particular tune. Everybody sings it in a particular tune. So I will say it in my way, and all of you can repeat it. Sada smeravaktam kripa purnanetram.
Sada smeravaktam kripa purnanetram.
Sthiram dinamitram janapreetipatram.
Sthiram dinamitram janapreetipatram.
Suvijñāta shastram kashayakta vastram.
Suvijñāna shastram kashayakta vastram.
Dayananda rupam madacharya mide.
Dayananda rupam madacharya mide.
Parabrahmanishtham swato dharmanishtham.
Parabrahmanishtam svato dharmanishtam.
Ahimsaikanishtham swashishyai sujushtam.
Ahimsaikanishtam swashishyai shujustam.
Yatinam varishtham gurunam garishtham.
Yatinam varishtam gurunam garishtam.
Dayananda rupam madacharya mide.
Dayananda rupam madacharya mide.
Sushastre charantam sada sancharantam.
Sushastre charantam sada sancharantam.
Janan bodhayantam bhavaduddharantam.
जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धुरन्तं
पाठान् स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तम्
मठान् स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम्
कलानां प्रचारं ददानं विनम्रम्
स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारम्
स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारम्
नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम्
नमत्तापकारं स्वयं निर्विकारम्
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिम्
सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं
सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिम्
सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं
प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशन्तं सुकीर्तिम्
प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशन्तं सुकीर्तिं
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेच्छुद्धचित्तः
इदं पञ्चक्यं पठेच्छुद्धचित्तः
सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः
सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः
प्रसादात् सशास्तुर्भवेज्ञानयुक्तः
प्रसादात् सशास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः
जीवन्मृतो वा भवेन्नित्यमुक्तः
सजीवन् मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः
जीवन्मृतो वा भवेन्नित्यमुक्तः
सजीवन् मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः
जीवन्मृतो वा भवेन्नित्यमुक्तः
जीवन् मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः
So let us chant our Bhagavad Gita shlokas today, starting from 10. Who's next today? Yeah. So let's start from 11 actually. Avajananti mam moodhaha.
अवजानन्ति मां मूढाः
मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम्
मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम्
परं भावमजानन्तः
परं भावमजानन्तः
मम भूतमहेश्वरम्
मम भूतमहेश्वरम्
मोघाशामोघकर्माणः
मोघाशामोघकर्माणः
मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः
मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः
राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव
राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव
प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः
प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिताः
महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ
महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ
दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः
दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रिताः
भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः
भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः
ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्
ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्
सततं कीर्तयन्तो माम्
सततं कीर्तयन्तो माम्
यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः
यतन्तश्च दृढव्रताः
नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या
नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये
ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये
यजन्तो मामुपासते
यजन्तो मामुपासते
एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन
एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन
बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्
बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्
अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः
अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः
स्वधाहमहमौषधम्
स्वधाहमहमौषधम्
मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाज्यम्
मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाज्यम्
अहमग्निरहं हुतम्
अहमग्निरहं हुतम्
So in the last class, am I audible?
Yes.
There's no echo or noise or anything, no?
No.
Yeah. In the last class, we completed studying Shloka number 15, where we saw two different interpretations. One interpretation was how we look at Bhagavan or God from childhood all the way as we grow up into adulthood and so on until now. And what is that? And that is a change of vision. And first view is God is a creator and God is all powerful, almighty, and God has one form. One form. And one form, and so that one form is my Ishtadevata. Okay? So, and of course, God is separate from me. And so, Pruthakttvena. Then what happens? Then God is everywhere. Pruthak, then Vishwato Mukham. God is everywhere. Everything is God. So you can worship anything as God. Then there is only God. Ekatvena. There is nothing other than Brahma. That Brahma is God. There is nothing other than God. That is why in Indian culture, there is no such thing called secularism. The Western idea of secularism does not exist in Sanatana Dharma. Why? Because Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. That's it, over. In one sentence we can say. And so there is no separation between God and Jiva. There is no separation between God and the world. And therefore, secularism does not apply here. Therefore, we can chant Vande Mataram and all that. And so that's a different story. And so that is one interpretation we saw. Second interpretation is what? Jnana yajnena chapyanye. the Jnana Yogi, person who's started saying, hey, I want to know this vision, I want to know. And so that person's vision is given in also these three words. And how is it given? Ekatvena. Ekatvena. So Brahma, all the world of clay objects is nothing but clay. There is nothing but clay in front of me. And so that clay is Ekatvena. And then the clay is manifest as all objects, any number of objects you want. Every object is clay. And therefore, even though I call this a flower vase, I call this a pot, I call this a big pot, and I call that a plate, and so on and so forth. Still, so those are all Vishwato Mukham. Vishwato Mukham. I can look at Bhagavan, and Bhagavan is manifest in all objects. In other words, Bhagavan is manifest as this Jagat. Then final understanding is what? Hey, Bhagavan, Brahma is manifest as this Jagat. But did Brahma become the Jagat? No, Brahma did not become. Brahma continues to be Brahma only. No change absolutely. And so that Asanga Brahma is Ekatvena. Prithaktvena, I'm sorry. Prithaktvena. Okay, Ekatvena is what? Satyam. Satyam. Brahma is Satyam. Then Jagan Mithya. So that is Vishwato Mukham. Then Brahma is Asangaha. Brahma is uninvolved in this creation. It's amazing. Uninvolved in this creation. I thought Brahma, God created this world. Now we have come down all the way from God created this world to God did not create this world. Is it possible? Yeah. So that means Brahma. That Brahma is Asangaha. Brahma is Prithaktvena. Prithak means different. Satyam is different from Mithya. Every Mithya is Satyam, but Satyam is not Mithya. Pot is clay, but clay is not pot. Clay is independent of pot. Clay exists. Pot's existence depends on clay. Anyway, these are the two interpretations we saw in the last class for the last shloka. How beautiful that shloka was. And today we need to look at this shloka number 16. Let's see what that is. So in 16, 17, 18, and then tapami, aham, 19. So in these four shlokas, it seems like a preview of chapter 11. So preview of what we saw, Vishwarupa, Drishtihi, Vishwarupa Bhaktihi, Vishwarupa Darshanam. Okay? And so he's beginning to say, Aham Kratuhu, Aham Yajnaha, like that he's going to list certain things that I am this, I am that. Like we saw in the 7th chapter itself, Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. Okay? So what mantra was that? Rasohamapsu Kaunteya Prabhasmi 8. So 7.8. Prabhasmi Shashi Surya Yoho. Like that we saw. So here he's going to say something similar here. And so now the idea is this. The so-called differences are now differences, what I consider this world as absolutely different, so many different objects, everything is distinct from the other. There is no similarity between anything at all, any two things like that. How can orange be same as the cell phone? They're not same. Obviously, they're not same. And so we need many different objects for different functions. But here, that Satyam is being brought out. By saying, I am everything, I am this, I am that. Instead of saying, I am everything, Bhagavan is going to say, I am Kratuhu, I am Yajnaha, I am Agnihi, I am Hutam. Like that he is listing. It is like the clay saying, I am the pot, I am the flower vase, I am that plate that is hanging on your wall, I am that mug that you have, I am that this, etc. etc. And why should Bhagavan say that? Why not just say, I am the whole world and move on? Why should Bhagavan give a list? And Paramarthanandaji says, that is because Bhagavan wants you to dwell over it. Dwell over it. Dwell over every statement. Aham kratuhu, aham yajnaha. Like that. He wants us to dwell over it. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Becomes a dhyanam. One has to understand it and then do nididhyasana. Perfect. Every word is used for nididhyasana. So I can begin to make that vision, Krishna's vision, into my vision. It has to become mine. And so Bhagavan is listing like this. And Shankaracharya started something called Shanmatha. Okay, Shanmata it's called. Okay, so some of you may have heard about Shanmata. So he found that these people are arguing that Vishnu is superior or Shiva is superior and you people are inferior, this and that. So he decided one way to address this is develop the Shanmata. So Shanmata means 6 main devata, pradhana devata. Who are they? Shaivam, Ganapatyam, Skandam, and then Sauryam, Surya, Aditya devata, and then Vaishnavam and Shaktam. Okay, let me repeat that. Shiva, Shaivam, and then Ganapati, Ganapatyam, and Subramanya, Skandam, and then Surya, Aditya, Sauryam, and then Vaishnavam, Vishnu, and then Shaktam, Devi. And these 6 is called Shanmata, and essentially saying everybody, Bhagavan is manifest in any of these forms. So as to neutralize this idea people have that one is superior to other. And so that same thing, Bhagavad Gita, of course, very important, Vedanta, we have to, that is the primary teaching. And so this Vishwarupa Varnanam is there from 16 to 19. And so here he says, Aham kratuhu. Aham kratuhu. Kratu. Kratu is a technical word which refers to any ritual prescribed by the Vedas. Prescribed by the Vedas. Shruti. Shrutya Uktam Kratu. Okay. And then later on he is going to say Yajna. Then what is Yajna if you ask? Smritya Uktam is called Yajna. Yajna is that which is mentioned by Smriti, not Shruti. Smriti means what? Any of the Smritis that are there. It could even be Itihasas. It could be Yajnavalkya Smriti. It could be Gautama Smriti. It could be Apastamba Smriti. It could be a Manu Smriti. It could be anything. That is called Smriti. Smritya Uktam Yajnaha. And then technical word for the ritual prescribed by the Vedas is called Kratuhu. Even though we use the word Yajna in general for everything, Yajna and Homa, again there also it's identical, and we use that word generally, but here technical difference we need to make a note. Kratuhu. So Shrutya Proktam. And Aham Kratuhu. Previously, I thought I am invoking God by doing this ritual. And he's saying, okay, that's a great start. But then you have to end up with what? Seeing me in the yajna itself. You don't have to look for anything. And I am that yajna itself. I am the kratuhu. Okay? And then I am the yajna. Aham yajna, he says, next word. Okay? Smarta karma. So, Smritya Uktam karma is called yajna. And many of our rituals, festivals, if you look at this Janmashtami, if you look at Vinayaka Chaturthi, if you look at Deepavali, Deepavali is not a Vedoktam Utsavam, it's a Smritya Uktam. They're all mentioned in Smritis, various Smritis. We have not studied, I have not studied Smritis, really speaking. And so there are people who are experts in that. The Smritis talk about Deepavali and all. And Smritis talk about this Vinayaka Chaturthi. And Vinayaka Chaturthi, Balagangadhar Tilak made it even more bigger. During those times, he needed people to come out in the streets. And so he, 150 years ago, I mean, he lived in 1850 to 1920 or something. And so he said, we have to go out and say, Ganapati Bappa Maurya. So he made it so that people can come out and congregate. And that was one way to bring the Hindus out, Indians out. And so it was an excellent thing that he did. And Krishna Janmashtami and all, we need to look. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 15th century time frame, etc. So he made it very, very popular. And so this bhakti movement was there. And that time all these things became very big. So Swamiji says the origins of these things are in Smriti. Smriti. Even if Balagangadhar Tilak came up with a ritual, that's Smriti. It is Smriti because it is developed by a human mind, and so that's a Smriti. It's important for us. Okay, so all these come under the category of what? Yajnaha. Yajnaha. Smritya uttam. Smritya proktam yajnaha. Okay. Then he's saying Swadaham. Swadaham. So look at this. Aham kratuhu, aham yajnaha. So how many ahams are there?
I think 7, Guruji.
Any other answers besides 7?
8.
8.
8.
So 8, I think. I counted 8.
Yes, it is 8.
Okay. So he puts one aham for every word, everything. So next one is what? Swadaham. Aham swadha. Like that he says. Swada is another technical word. Okay. And these offerings, the offerings that we give in any yajna has a name. And that name is called, if the offerings are made to Pitrus, means our ancestors, then Pitrubhya yadiyate tat swadha. That is called swadha. I am the offering that is given to Pitrus. Okay, that is called swadha. Then what about in Devas, etc.? Indraya swaha idam namama. Swaha. Swaha means that which is given to Devatas is called swaha. We use the word swaha for that. Indraya swaha idam namama. Varunaya swaha idam namama. Swada is Pitrubhya. Pitrubhya swadha, like that it comes. And there's another technical word, not given here, and it's called vashat. Swadha, swaha, vashat. And vashat is also used for devatas. Devatas and this one, Vachaspati says, Deva Uddeshya Uddeshaka Havis Tyaga Mantraha Vashat. And Vashat is also used for oils and milks, the milk that is offered, like that they say here. Okay? Daji, Taila, etc. He uses those words. Okay, so anyway, Swada here means Pitrubhyaha. What is being offered to Pitrus is Swada, and I am that Swada, he says. Okay, and then Aham Aushadham. Where is this? Yeah, Aham Aushadham. Aushadham. That word, when we hear, we immediately think of medicine. We immediately think of medicine. Medicine ko aushad bolte hain. In Tamil we don't say aushadam. We say marund. We have some different words for that. But aushadam, technical meaning is there. So let's look at that technical meaning. Oshadhihi. Oshadhihi. Oshadhihi means plants. Plants are called oshadhihi. Okay. And what is born of Oshadhi is called Aushadham. What comes from a plant is called Aushadham. Okay. So what comes from a plant? Well, food comes from plants. The only source of food in this world that we know of is our plants. There is no other source of food. And all animals, human beings rely on plants. And okay, carnivores will eat other animals, and that's fine. But that is indirectly relying on plants only. And so this is the meaning of aushadam. What is born of plants? Primarily food, and then the, and then medicines are also called aushadhi. Why? Because all our medicines those days were all from plant sources. Ayurveda, all medicines are all from herbs and herb sources, plant sources. Okay. You and I might go to our garden and pull out all these weeds, but then neighbor comes and tells you, you know what, these are all medicines. You should not remove like this. You people don't know anything. And so he says, allow me to take all these things out. And then why is he's an Ayurvedic doctor. He wants all the things you call weeds. He says it is medicine. And then he says, I'll take these things. So both benefit, he gets medicine and you get a gardener. And so it's a great combination. And that's how it is. So in Tamil, there is a saying, Ayiram verai kandavan ara vaidyan. Like that they say. That means one who knows 1,000 roots. One who knows 1,000 roots. Very.
This was taken as Ayiram Perai Kondravan Aravaijan, like that. So, ironically, they say that Ayiram Perai Kondravan Aravaijan.
It's a corruption of this thing. I'll explain that. And Verai. So one who knows 1,000 roots is a half doctor. Now you can argue half doctor is more dangerous than somebody who's not a doctor and all. That's a different topic. But that is a statement. So what Sharadaji is saying is, this thing has become corrupted. Verai has become Perai. Ayiram Perai Kondravan. And Kandavan becomes Kondravan. One who has killed 1,000 people is a doctor. Like this. So these are all jokes. Okay, doctors should not take it seriously, and doctors shouldn't, because the next time when cold comes, we will run to a doctor. So doctors know these people will joke. Finally, they'll have to come to us only. That doctors know very well. So we need them. And so this is aushadam. Okay, medicine. So this aushadam, annam is very important, obviously, for sustenance. And so our Taittiriya Upanishad says that very well. Annam na nindyat tadvratam. Like that it says. And there are three Panjabis talking about annam. Annam na parichakshita tadvratam. Annam na nindyat. May you not condemn food. This mantra, the more I think about it, it becomes so important. And somehow in our homes, parents used to tell that. And the children never like food. Somehow the food we give, children don't like. I think it is universal. It feels like it wherever you go. These children don't like the food given by parents. It's not like they don't want to eat. They'll eat something. They need all these goodies that are there. That's what they want to eat. And there's a constant struggle. And but then the child has to be slowly taught that food is what sustains the entire living world. And so you may not like something, but don't say, I hate this food. Don't say this is nonsense. Don't say this is this. Don't blame that food. Annam na nindyat. It's a Veda Vakyam. Annam na nindyat. Ninda na karo. This one, what do you call annam? What do you call in Hindi? Hindi is also annam, is it? Kya bolte hain Hindi mein? I don't want to say bhojan. Bhojan is meal.
Anna bolte hain.
Anna bolte hain. Acha. Anna ko ninda na karo. Okay, that is what it is. So, and then annam na parichakshita. This is a Veda Vakyam. Do not waste food. This idea of not wasting food comes from Vedas, Taittiriya Upanishad. Okay, annam na parichakshita tadvratam. Vratam means what? That is a vow. It is a vow in our life. Every day we must practice it. It is not simply saying and walking away. And so wastage has to be minimized or eliminated completely. as far as possible. So yeah, we have to make food. When we make food, we have to make proper proportions. But not when you have guests at home. Okay. When you have guests at home, don't say I'm going to just keep it, ration it. Don't ration. When guests come, you make a lot of food, and yes, you assume your guests are going to consume and be happy with the food. So make a lot. Never say, annam na parichakshita, we're not supposed to waste food. So I made only this much. You should not say all this together. Because Atiti Devo Baba. Okay. So, therefore, I think this idea of sanctity of food, we have to bring into our lives every day. And Swami Paramarthananda says, don't gulp your food. Don't keep on. Don't just, once the food is served, just don't eat like that. He's giving this example of this some ashram or some marriage, whatever it is, and they're serving a lot of people in a line. Okay, and just a couple of lines are there, and they've finished serving. And then by the time you come to the front, this person has already finished off eating everything. And so the server is confused, it seems. Did I serve him or not? That kind of confusion comes. It's all gone inside. And so don't gulp food like that. And so that's why those days, what they do in ashrams and all, food is served and then they will start with a prayer. Some prayer will be there. Annapurne, Sadapurne, Shankara Prana Vallabhe, Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartam, Diksham Dehi Cha Parvati. Only when everybody chants, then that is a sign. That is a signal that you can Brahma Panam Brahma Havihi, Brahma Agno Brahmanahutam. That is another popular chant in our ashrams. And so that's a sign that, okay, now all of you can eat. Even in a family table, I think it's a very good habit to say that we're all going to start eating at the same time after a prarthana. That's a very good habit, I think. And so this is aham aushadam. I am aushadam. I am food, and food is medicine. Food is medicine. Those days, food was medicine. These days, medicine has become food, because there are 10 tablets in the morning, and then 15 tablets in the afternoon, and then another 10 tablets in the night. So it's like it has become a it's a very curious problem. You know why? Because see, this diabetes medication, some of them has to be taken half an hour before meal, and so then they have taken the diabetes medicine. Now half an hour later they are not hungry, but they have to eat because they had the medicine. So it's a big problem. People are just this medicine has kind of confused our normal lifestyle, and then they say eat only when you're hungry. This is a normal rule that is to be followed. Eat when you're hungry, and eat pasichu saapdu, pasikka saapdu. Means you eat when you're hungry, and then when you finish eating, you must be slightly hungry. Don't quench the hunger completely. You must be slightly hungry. Pasikka saapdu. So 1/4 of the stomach should be empty. And so where to follow all those rules these days? When medicines are controlling, I have to have medicine, then I have to have this, then by this time I have to do this, then before that I have to have that. So it's the medicine has become almost food like these days. And anyway, multivitamins are there, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to have vitamins from carrots and all these things. You don't need all that. So like that it has become. And so aham aushadham, very important, aushadham. So very good opportunity for us to recognize Ishvara, Bhagavan, right in front of us. And then mantroham, aham mantraha. That is a way to split that. Aham mantraha. In a Vedika's life, mantra is there from morning to evening, constantly mantra only. And of course, no ritual is there without a mantra. When yajna is aham yajnaha, then of course aham mantraha api, and mantra also. And and all rituals accompanied by mantra and shloka, mantra, everything included here. And very interesting. When we get up, we start with a shloka. Okay, and Samudra Vasane Devi, or we start with Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. This is how some of us learned. And so life starts with a mantra. Day starts with a mantra, I mean. And day ends also with a mantra. Okay. So, mantra is there, starts, ends. Karacharana Kritam va, Kayajam Karmajam va, Shravana Nainajam va, towards end. So, a lot of other mantras they chant. They remember Hanuman, they remember Rama, a lot of other beautiful shlokas we had learnt when they were kids. And say this, and then Bhaya, there won't be any fear in the night. They'll have sweet dreams in the night. And then all of us will say, oh yeah, I'm going to chant that. I want sweet dreams, like that. So, mantroham, that mantra I am. And so, nice. Saraswati Namastubhyam. Before starting to study, start with the shloka or mantra. And Bhadran Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha. And beautiful mantras and shlokas we have. And so, good to bring all that here. Ahameva Ajyam. Ahameva Ajyam. This ajyam, this ghee has many words in Sanskrit. Ghee. Ghritam, ajyam, these words are used. And this ajyam is something that is a more general word, but ghritam is ghee. Ghritam is something that is made from the heat of the sun, and butter melted from the heat of the sun is called ghritam, which is what is to be used in our homas and yajnas, in our rituals. And technically, we're not supposed to buy ghee and then use that ghee in a ritual. Okay, that's how the tradition was. Okay, and so here ajyam is also ghee, popularly used for ghee. And but here is where Kalpadruma says taila dugdhadikam api. It's used for oils and dugdhadikam api. Okay, so oils and milks also sometimes referred to as ajyam. Okay, and ajya sabdena uchyate, he says, Kalpadruma says that. And by the way, for those of you who don't know these words, Kalpadruma, Vachaspatim, etc. So those of us studying Sanskrit, they are the source. Kalpadruma, Vachaspatim, etc. They wrote the etymology of words and then broke up the words to help us understand the origin of words and its meaning also. And then there is Shabda Kosha is there, then there is Amara Kosha is there. Amara Kosha will tell you all the synonyms of words. It's a book of synonyms. It's called Amara Kosha. Those days, long ago, Amara Kosha, and people used to memorize Amara Kosha. Children used to memorize Amara Kosha. So there are techniques to learn the language, and so when I use the words Kalpadruma and Vachaspatyam, I'm referring to those texts. Okay. Then Aham Agnihi. Having mentioned Yajna, having mentioned Kratu, having mentioned Ajyam, how can Bhagavan leave Agni out? Agni is such an important entity in our lives. Agni, fire, the fire into which the offering is made is also Aham, is also me. Hey Arjuna, that also is me. You don't have to look for me. It is right there in front of you. And Agni is important for us. When it comes to this ritual, Agni is important. Why? Main reason is Agni is our courier service. Agni is the courier service. When I am offering to Pitris and Devatas, who is going to take the offering to Devata? Agni, as though is taking all your offerings to your Pitris who are waiting there. Because Agni just seems to go up like that. And within seconds, he's gone. DHL worldwide service, okay? And so they are delivering products. You just send it, and then within a week, it's gone to the other side of the world. and all over worldwide. But yeah, Agni goes beyond the Bhuloka. Okay, Bhuloka ke baad, where you have to go, then you have to reach out to Agni. Agni is the one. And not affected by, DHL says we are not going to deliver to Ukraine. Okay, that's the notice. And so we will serve every part of the world, including Andaman and Nicobar Island, but not to Ukraine. And so, but Agni doesn't say put any such conditions. Anybody you want, we will deliver. Any devata. And talk Indra, Varuna. I know where it is. You don't even have to know the address. You just have to utter the word, that's all. And then it's going to take a week to get there. No. It's instantaneous. You utter the word and you have Shraddha. That's it. Your offering is gone to your Pitrus and Devatas. Okay. That is Agni for us. Agni, courier service. And it's somewhat like our, this Siri and Alexa and the Bixby and all that is there these days. And so you just say, hey, Siri, and call Vijay Kunnath, and then that's it. Next second, Vijay Kunnath is on the phone, and you don't have to know where he is living, nothing. You don't have to know anything about his family, nothing you have to know. You just talk to Vijay. What happened? And then instantaneous, just few seconds, that's all. And then he's right there on the phone. And sir, we have Vijay on the line. Okay, good. That's so beautiful. So like that's happening in this world itself. And so Agnaya Swaha, Varunaya Swaha, and then same day delivered. Not same day delivery. See, this Federal Express comes to my mind. Same day delivery. And you know what? This man, Frederick Smith, I think it was his name, and he was doing a project work in Yale University doing bachelor's in economics. And 1965, 66, something like that, okay? And he finally a project, this term paper was there, and his paper project was overnight service. Overnight service, that's his idea. And the story goes that he did the paper, then he served in the Vietnam War, and then after a few years he comes back, and then he said, I'm going to start this business. And he had money. The father gave him $1 million, it seems. Literally, those days, $1 million. Okay, he had some kind of a gift, bequeath was given to him. And then he got some investors and all, he started this business. Because for this, you needed hardware, you needed trucks, you needed delivery vehicles and all that. So he started. Then grew, obviously. There is a story that goes along with it, which is that the professor looked at him and then teased him. What kind of, is this a practical thing? What a stupid idea this is. This is what the professor, people say this is what the professor said. But then I read an article where it says, they interviewed Frederick Smith and they said, no, I don't think, and then they also say that he got a C grade in the term paper project. C grade. Means very average. And Frederick Smith was interviewed. He said, no, I don't think I didn't do any subject properly, and so this also I may not have done properly. Like that he said also, and he doesn't remember the professor criticizing him or anything like that. So that story may not be true. It's what Snopes says. Okay, and so anyway, Frederick Smith, and then the story is that he made it in 10 years. After many years of losses, he became profitable and made it into a $1 billion company. The only one of the few companies which became $1 billion so fast and without any mergers and acquisitions. This is what I've read. I remember reading. So our business people may know more about this. So this is Federal Express, overnight service. But here, overnight also not needed. That instant itself, Varuna will get your offering. That instant, Pitrus will get our offerings. They're waiting for us also. And so, very important. And so I got an idea. The idea is this. If any of you are interested in starting a business or your children are starting businesses, right, about this, and when you're having a conversation, tell them I told them this, and which is, This may work well in India. I don't know about US. Call it Agni delivers. Agni delivers. Okay. And then say no address required. No address required. Really, I mean it. No address. These days, just you have to give the name and phone number. That's all. Okay. That's all you have to write. See, oftentimes you'll do the courier and all you send, and you're looking for the address, right? You're looking for the address, your phone, this, that. Where did you keep the address? This, that, that. All this fight. You don't need all that. Do you have this number, telephone number? Or that? Yeah, I have his telephone number. Okay, just write the person's telephone number and name. We will take care of the rest. Okay, I was thinking about it yesterday when I thought I got this idea. I will take care of the rest. And then, so no address required. That's the tagline. Okay. And then tagline. And then Agnim Dutam Vrinimahe. So there is a mantra also, Vedic mantra. So Satyena Rajasa Vartamano Niveshain Namritamartincha Hiranyajena Savita Rathena Devo Yati Bhavana Vipashyan Agnim Dutam Vrinimahe. So that mantra says Agnim Dutam Vrinimahe. We consider Agni to be our Duta. Duta is our messenger. He is the carrier. He is the courier. Okay. And so right there, Veda only says that. And so you can put a tagline. Not only no address required. And then Agnim Dutam Vrinimahe. And if you do that, then I will personally speak for your company. And I will personally tell people, you must use this Agni Deliver service, okay? And because, man, this guy is amazing. He's using a Sanskrit phrase as a tagline. Anyway, no address required, okay? But then you have to be, no address required. These days, they can go and find out somehow your address. They can even call the person. But you have to go a step or two ahead, because that people will copy this idea very quickly. And then you will be out of business in no time. So you have to distinguish yourself. You have to make things like, we will deliver the product without calling the person. If we call the person, you will give I will give you a 20% discount. If we are forced to call the person, because some things happen, we can't, the database, is still Wikipedia and all these things. People haven't, our privacy is not 100% lost, only 99% lost. So 1% still we didn't get some information. And so then 20% discount. But even that people will copy. And therefore you have to have top-notch customer service. Top-notch means top-notch. Only that customer service cannot be copied. You can see so many companies here, and then they won't even pick up the phone. Picking up the phone, I don't know, Indians, they're allergic to picking up the phone. These people don't get a business idea. Hey, pick up the phone when the customer calls. We have not figured out that yet. India is still slowly figuring it out. And so you pick up the phone. I tell you, customers will come to you. And so that idea came to my mind. Agni started all these things. So Agni delivers, no address required. Agnim Dutam Vrinimahe. That's my idea for today. Okay. And so therefore Agni is called what? Hutavaha. Hutavaha. Hutam means what is offered. Vaha, Vahati, carries. One who carries what is offered is called Hutavaha. Hutavaha. Hutavahanaha. There may be those words there. Okay. So that is the name for Agni, because he is our carrier. And so in chapter 15 also we have, what do we have? Bhagavad Gita, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. So I am the Vaishvanara Agni. That's not a courier example. Aham Vaishvanara Agni. Bhagavan says, I am the Agni in your stomach. I am the digestive fire. That fire I am also. Carrier, courier fire is one type of fire. This is another type of fire. There are some 33 meanings of the word fire. Purifier, Pavakaha is also fire. And so you want to purify something, that also fire is used. Cooking fire is used. And so here, Vaishvanara Agni, fire, that fire also I am. And Swami Paramatmanandaji jokes here. He says, we are all supposed to do Agnihotra Kriya. Every Grahastha is supposed to do Agnihotram every day. But then the Vaishvanara Agni also is an Agni. And then I am offering food every day to that Agni, you know. So daily I am doing this Agnihotra karma. Just say I am a Nitya Agnihotri. Don't say Prana Agnihotri and all. Just say Nitya Agnihotri. I am a Nitya Agnihotri. Means, oh, he's a great guy, you know. And then in the mind you say, oh, Agnihotri, Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Dhyanaya Swaha, Udanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha. That Agnihotri I am. And so, this is Agnihi, Aham Hutam. Hutam, process of offering is called Hutam. The whole process is called Hutam. And so I am the process of offering. So this shloka, through this shloka, Bhagavan is saying that he is manifest as all these various aspects of a yajna, of a ritual, and then a little more also. No, in fact, everything is ritual based. Aushadam, food, is the only thing that seems different, but everything else is connected to ritual. Okay, and that's the start of the 4 shlokas where Bhagavan will talk about how Bhagavan manifests in this world. So let's translate the shloka. I alone am the ritual prescribed by the Shruti. I alone am the ritual prescribed by the Shruti. Means by Veda. Comma, I am the ritual prescribed by the Smriti. Independence Day, so our peacocks are all going crazy here. I am the ritual prescribed by the Smriti, comma. I am the food offered to the ancestors, comma. Okay, I am the food offered to the ancestors, comma. I am the food of all living beings. Okay, I am the food of all living beings, comma. I am the mantra, comma. I am the fire, comma. I am the ghee. I am the ghee. Within brackets, oblation. Oblation is a technical word we use for anything that's being offered in a yajna. I am the ghee. Within brackets, oblation. 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 Comma. I am the action of offering. I alone am the ritual prescribed by the Shruti, comma. I am the ritual prescribed by the Smriti, comma. I am the food offered to the ancestors, comma. I am the food of all living beings, comma. I am the mantra, comma. I am the fire, comma. I am the ghee, oblation, comma. I am the action of offering. There's no and here, probably because it's just continuing. The sentence is continuing. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you.